going on, guys? Loony here. Welcome back to yet another plugin tutorial. Now in this tutorial we are going to be doing mainly what everyone in this series is probably waiting for as an episode, and that's basically the //set command in WorldEdit. So basically the outcome of this will basically be literally just the command where we select an we select an area, for example, left click and right click, and then we do //set and then whatever IDs we want in a little pattern. And then as soon as we press enter, it goes ahead and generates that area. So yeah, let's get into this. So first off, you will need to have carried on, or not even carried on, you would have had to at least watched every single episode apart from the /ID one, because that's not really necessary for this tutorial. In the series, because you need this stuff. However, I do want to apologize for the fact that you will hear beeping. It's because I don't really want to use my blue snowball right now. It's mainly because I want to sit back and at least make videos instead of just leaning up making videos for you guys, because it's very uncomfortable and stuff like that. So to begin with, we need to go ahead and go into our WorldEdit API class. Now I'm going to go ahead and make another type of void, and now I'm going to go ahead and call it public static void populate area, and then I'm going to have to do a string array as an input, and then we'll call this pattern location min, location max, and finally world, and this will be the world that those locations are going to be in. So let's go ahead and import world, and now we need to do int length. Now this will be helpful for the pattern. So int length equals 0. Now it's probably the most complicated part that we will probably ever do in this episode or in this series. So int top block x is going to equal to min.getBlockX is less than max dot get block y. If I could actually type today. So then we're gonna have to go ahead and put in a question mark, and I'll go ahead and explain what the question mark does in a second for those that don't know it, because you probably will not understand how it works. So this is basically saying if min.getBlockX is less than max.getBlockY. So this is like an if statement, and here is, okay, well then do this. So then this is going to equal to, well basically, if this is true, this will happen. So max.getBlockX or min.getBlockX. So it's either, it's going to go ahead and make top block x to max.getBlockX or min.getBlockX. And that is that basically. So now we need to do int bottom block x equals min.getBlockX is more than max.getBlockX, and then obviously our question mark for the else statement and then the max.getBlockX else min.getBlockX. Thank you for Connor or Anonixes, I think that's how you say it, for basically telling me exactly what it meant, because I knew how to use them, I just didn't know how it meant, what it meant, or exactly how to describe it properly, because he described it in a different way. But basically that's all that you need to know about that, basically. So yeah, Connor's basically my man to go if I ever need help, serious help with coding. And he will be starting up his own little coding series as well, and he's better than me, so you'll have another person to watch code basically, and he will do better stuff. I mean, don't stop watching me, but yeah, he definitely will deserve views when he gets ready in coding and stuff. So basically, this is just a repetitive type of thing here. It is kind of boring, not even gonna lie, but this has to be done. Also, some people want me to go ahead and give them the code. It's like, no, if you're not going to be willing to sit there and watch a tutorial, why are you trying to code anyway? However, like I've said previously, Actually, don't think I said it in this tutorial. Anyway, so actually, I think it's this tutorial. I can't really remember. Um, in one of my tutorial series, I've got basically I mentioned that I have a GitHub page. Now that GitHub page, I believe it's this one. Yeah, it's definitely with this one. So basically, the GitHub page would have all the code from basically any progress that I've done on the series itself in any episodes. So at the end of it, if you get any errors or anything, you can go ahead and look at that link, look at that page, and basically update your code. So yeah, and you can even go ahead and take that code and just compile it into your own plugin if you're lazy. But it's probably the best bit if you don't want to go ahead and recode everything. So now it's our for loops. So for every int, So int x is equal to bottom block x. Now if x is less or equal to top block z, then x plus plus, which basically increments x. Then for int z, because I don't know why I'm doing z first. I don't know. It's just the way that I have mine set up. Bottom block z. Z is less or equal to top block. This isn't top block z, this is x. I just realised, I was like, wait, I'm already using that. So this one would be z. Then x, z plus plus I. And then for every int y that is equal to bottom block y, if y is less or equal to top block y, then you know what to do, y plus plus. So this is just incrementing, making sure that we get our square of which is necessary. Now we need to do block equals min dot get world dot get block at, hence why we're using the world, and then a location. Now this location will be x, y, and z. So yeah, that's going to go ahead and get our block. Now we don't need to go ahead and check if the block is null, because we want to go ahead and replace air if it's null. And a null block is basically air. So actually, before we do that, we need to go ahead and create another for. So for int, let's call this in, because we can't really put int. Actually, no, we can put I. Okay, so that's cool. For int I is equal to 0. I is less than pattern.length. Then I plus plus. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we need to go ahead and select a pattern. Now, the pattern will go ahead and wait, where's length? Oh yeah, this is length. I'm acting really dumb today. So because our string array is our pattern, say if we had slash set and then like 1, 2, 3, 4. The length of the string array, for fuck's sake, is 4. Now, if I was to even go ahead and put this to 7, it'd still be 4. It's nothing because there's 4 at the end or anything. So this for loop is making sure that everything in the pattern input as a string array is actually being used. So yes, that. And now it's to the somewhat easy part. So we need to go ahead and create a new random. Now this will be using the Java random, which to be honest isn't so random. There's like many ways to find possibilities. So now we're going to call this random int is equal to random dot next int, then the pattern dot length. So this will select a number from the length of the pattern array. So now if I is equal to pattern length, pattern dot length, then I is equal, no, this is random int is equal, random int is equal to random dot next int, then pattern dot length. That's basically just to go ahead and say, oh, if this thinks it's okay and it's stopped, let's say the random is the last block, for example 4. This is basically just to say, okay, well, whatever, we'll just go ahead and do this anyway. It's just my little way of checking things. To be honest, it's not really necessary, like at all. But I don't know. I like doing things. So material, which is mat, is equal to pattern and then random int. Not I. You need to make sure that is the random int that's been picked. So int material is equal to 0. Now if mat dot contains a colon, then we need to go ahead and do something. Else we need to go ahead and do the material is equal to integer dot parse int and then mat. So what is this? So for example, I think it's granite or something. It's like 1:1, and let's say we wanted to put granite in stone somewhere, for example, like a prison mine. Now this one, like granite, has a little damage value or a data value as it's known, and that's why this colon has to be here. So we have to go ahead, and do a check if that ID of the block and the byte of the block contains a colon. Then if so, we need to go ahead and another string s, which is equal to mat.split. That split will then be that colon. So then we can go ahead and get the data value and the ID of the block and the damage value. So material is going to equal integer dot parse int and then s and then in brackets 0. 0 is the first entry, so that's why we have to put 0. So so clearing up something from what I said earlier. I said something to do with like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually the length of it is actually 3 in array terms. 0 is the first input, 1 is the second, and so forth. It's kind of easy to get used to. Anyway, so v is equal to byte dot parse byte, and then that will be s1 because that will be the second part of this split. Now the split never includes what's here, so you're okay with that. So it won't be like colon 2 or colon 1 or 1 colon or anything like that. However, we do need to go ahead and do one extra thing, and that's setting the block. So block.setType, because we've already selected the block here. So we need to go and set the type to material.getMaterial and then the ID. Now the ID of that material that we called was material. So that's that. Now it is a deprecated method. There is a lot of things in here that are going to be deprecated, so you do need to make sure that you are able to update these as much as hopefully I will be able to. Now we need to go ahead and do block.setData to a byte. Now that byte is our v, which is basically our data value. I just put v for value, to be honest. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the suppress warnings for deprecate. So we need to go ahead and exit off that now. Now it's time to do our commands. Yes, this tutorial is going to be long. So /set command, because it's our /set command. This is obviously going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and be lazy again, and copy these type of things. So get rid of that. Now we're going to go ahead and go top to bottom. Don't need that input. Don't need that input yet. Anyway, now this is going to be set. This is going to be set. You don't have permission to use this /set command. Right. Okay. So now if args.length is equal to 1. Then blah blah blah. Else p.send message chat color dot red plus usage plus chat color dot italic. There's a underscore. Chat color dot italic plus /set and then pattern. I'm going to be referring to the little string of 1s, 2s, colons, commas as patterns. So yeah. So let's think. So if args.length is equal to 1, and let's do an and args0, because that would be args1, doesn't equal null. So it'll be the same check. Now if actually we can go ahead and do a string array pattern is equal to args0 dot split a comma. I think that's it. I literally think that's all that we need to do. So we can go ahead and reference to our WorldEdit API. So WorldEdit API dot populate area. This is the pattern. Oh yeah, right, okay. So we actually have more than we think. Okay, so let's go ahead and do if WorldEdit API dot, what's up with everything else? What? Oh, I haven't read. I haven't referenced to this. I've literally just realised. So how did I reference to this and everything else? 'Cause I really cannot remember. Core.getWorldEdit. Yeah, okay, yeah, that would make sense. Okay, so core.getWorldEdit API dot get selection one of p.get UUID doesn't equal null, and core.getWorldEdit API dot get selection two p.get UUID doesn't equal null. So basically, this is checking if they actually have a left click and right click valid. So if they have that valid, then we need to go ahead and do core.getWorldEdit API dot get selection one of p.get UUID. Now that will be selection one. However, we have to go ahead and change this to core.getWorldEdit and then populate area there. So this one again will be core.getWorldEdit API dot get selection two of p.get UUID, and this here will just be p.get location dot get world. To be honest, it's probably smarter. Why do I have to remove? Oh yeah, there we go. It's probably smarter if we go ahead and check if the location of selection 1 and location of selection 2 is in the same world. But I've got no need to currently. So p.send message chat color dot let's just do green plus blocks have been placed / changed. Now I'm not going to go ahead and do any like ints or anything saying like so many blocks have been changed. Now that is kind of simple. You could just go ahead and do like int x is equal to blah 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 and make that return an int. That int will then go ahead and be incremented every time this is happening. So like length plus plus every time inside of these for loops. So yeah, actually probably inside of here. So that is that. Now in our core we need to obviously go ahead and do get command slash set dot set executor new slash set command, and that is that. Last but not least, plugin.yml. Now a lot of people really do get confused with these, and they're easy. Nothing to get confused about or anything. I don't know why people get confused, but if you get confused, tell me, so then I know. And then we're going to go ahead and call this slash set as a description. As a description, we're going to go ahead and put generate a random pattern in a square. It's not even a square, it's a cuboid. Cuboid. Actually, we'll go ahead and put shape because it could actually be a square. So usage is a slash blah 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 command apparently command. So that is that. So if we was to go ahead and come into here, because this is annoying me, I'm going to go ahead and add unused to populate area, and obviously go ahead and export our WorldEdit. So yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, sorry for the microphone, but I don't know, I kind of like it like this. Anyway, I hope to see you next time. See you guys.